Jar Oil is Gambia's leading dealer when it comes to fuel and has made it a duty to satisfy our customers at all costs. Vehicle owners and drivers need not to worry about getting quality and affordable fuel anymore. That is the reason we have our branches spread all over the country for easy access. For good and clean fuel, the only place to go is Jar Oil. Your need for good and durable petrol, gasoline and kerosene has been covered by Jar Oil, so you need not to worry. Walk to any of our branches and get served to satisfaction. With Jar Oil, your satisfaction is our priority. That is why we have branches at your doorstep to make accessibility easy for you. With our professional and friendly staff, we can assure you satisfaction. To get the best fuel for your engines, the only place to go is Jar Oil. With Jar Oil, it's all enjoyment. That is why we are offering you low charges at our stations on the Coastal Road and Banjul. For more information, you can call 770-8080, 322-9070, 714-7273, or 387-1321. Jar Oil, the pride of the nation.
Introducing the future of hassle-free and seamless financial transaction. The Una Wallet app, empowering you to effortlessly manage your money anytime, anywhere. With the Una Wallet app, you can now enjoy branchless banking, wallet-to-wallet transfer, wallet-to-cash, and bank cross-border payments, deposit at a bank, and withdraw from any Una branch. Get ready to experience the ultimate banking convenience with the Una Wallet app. With just few taps on your phone, you can effortlessly add funds, withdraw, and send money to your loved ones. The Una Wallet app also provides a detailed history of your transaction, making it easier to track your expenses. So, What are you waiting for? Download the Uno Wallet app today on Play Store or App Store and say goodbye to hustle of traditional banking. Uno Forex Bureau Limited, delivering much more than money.
Hello and welcome back to the show. I think I started earlier before even the countdown was on. Welcome back to our show. Ngal bismillah na Kerr Fatou program utong kami Kenya aramisa. Bi murunda lang ko teke kakachana tale mi alonko kumaya bake. Obviously, Dr. Lamin Darbo alkali jane several occasions on legal fronts, but today he's coming as a full-fledged politician. Dr. Lamin, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Fat. I'm grateful to be here.
And congratulations, you have been appointed the party leader of National Unity Party, and of course the standard flag bearer of the party. So I must say, you know, Ablai was my very, very good friend. He was a brother and friend. So when I saw that you took over that party, I was kind of excited because at least, you know, this was something that he believed in. Lundi, he was a gentleman, very intelligent and smart guy. Mi alonko alangani wakti trawolom bank do koti. So Mantaraji, so a lot of people are thinking the aftermath. Obviously, it was not just him, but he was the face of the party. He was the presidential candidate, and now you took over that party. We do know, but obviously, I want to congratulate you on.
Thank you. Thank you, Fat.
Now, first, we're going to start with obviously what is trending. That's the Mr. People's Store. President of Bankutamola. Eco constitutional mandate long President of Bankutamola kumasi on Monday. But you know, a lot of Gambians mujamala reaction on minti meet the people to Tonyalom Banco President of Tamala Banku Dimol Nininkai La Sula Pola and Mbeke. But it meet the people to what has been your reaction covering President Yakumas and inside obviously another one same.
Well, made the people to get a consultation that with the people. Kajibi member care in Bangkok, but the annual theatre. I want to get a unifying toilet. I'm going to get a partisan toilet for President Kana Kamoji Kakuma Bali Foy. La purpose manke water, la purpose momenti. No kunu fang even tabola political konole ya jela abe kolowale le poroke separate barigan tabola party politics konole sa yela statesman wala mo banko bela alpha yo na fodu e manyon na kala political te poroka mole kajafe ka diamole keje meni ya lonko akwasiata
because na meet the People's Store constitutional requirement law. Wala na deputy mo ka kodo bondi je pour ka fuko sawo sang president onye talani generally do ko ni banku dingole diamo ka fo imunala problem woti to fana atefana ni se kachano. This is the only time banku dingole president ka opportunities to pray kacha. But ngaji kabin president for badibu sa salikeni ako obviously the claims ketapo ego deputy mbije wala ya for ati mole kana finti. Then president obviously I think he didn't find that good among content no wala for ay nyin karo ke ka for wo deputy muna ke jang, but also ko yo meeting no fana ko badi bum kole ko ni mo meta ka ko ke alfa nambuka almantara collaborate ka te be batalal abe mi insinuate kam ko wolom nate all the time abe kai loptanology I wo fola loptanology ay badi bu salke de dingo ke minister de do ke ta ambassador ti abe nyimi be ke kam badi bu kole badi bu kol mantara ni be jobo ne ka ni me ko manya o indirectly, if I'm doing all this for the community, baratul mantra karte if I get or support a mafonyam exactly, but it looks like I will mirror. What kind of statement is that statement right in that place? But obviously, for moment, no do for any tafula mole kind of thing. Purka president welcome.
Well, the president time wile. Ma long for Tonya deputy whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but handling deputy war for Sanya to tam on level. To tam on level. The president coming for what in at a young in the diamo futatala, Nkawale Tandi ko. Kafon telling a column singali again. Sate mule kodo dealer, eco column sing. Badibun kolle kodo dile ko kolongo sing Gambian kolla kodo e kolongo sewal e silol dada walla e lopitanol dada wal aka appointments men nefo atalon president na lafta momo appoint la say appoint na man lafi ay ta fa mo len telan alla kare appoint nyaabe wolal but ye appoint mune kono mo be wo fanan jibe lal ha. So, puru president kana ka fanya ko ntelanga nyenke. Ngayira Gambia no nyanta tambila wolale. Nyanta understand lale ko. President ye fewe fenke. Woma la doku waleti. Mondi la fewe chika ya dia le kai ka doku. Amun ka la koditi. Abi woko dol filla janne. Aya julol tunkunto. Ay taala hajol. Ya jamme waleke. Anata janne. Ay ala kuwalke ay developments kele ay julol tumbulu wom continuation wala bere ya jamme ata jawra fanambulu continuation wala mo ko kilo wala continue ta banko wala fengolam e ka wala karafa president wala membe power o president membe president yala wala ka sembo soto ko ka jiba be banko wala kodo dundila nyame dame. Of course, another cabinet se discuss no, and in National Assembly se discuss no, and in more cotton se discuss no. But in ya jibe, I mean tell me bula doku wala doro, until tamu kodot. Yes.
Gatunia for Kodo that brings me to Kodo Minka allocate Tola. And you know, all the time Kanyinka Chagi, but I think now Bankuding only opposition obeying and the concerns because I saw Gambia participate in a graph bonding. In 2020, Deputy 6 million warrior will allocate me the people dollar. But at the end of the tour, me report of 32.6 million, 26 million will lafata Deputy me approved for President Mayaka. Nintata 2021, Wokanang a 6 million allocated. President Onala Kafo Moli 43.52 million spent. Yena 2022, Wodu office a 6 million allocate, but they spent 25.3 million. 2023, they allocated 10 million to the president, and the president now team 61 million. Bankudingo Lakode Wole spend on the Meet the People store. In 2024, 30 million allocated, they spent 64.67 million. In 2025, 45 million allocated. To Mali, we didn't spend out. In 2026, 52.50, almost 53 million, well spent. Nia Jube, a Kagame participate coming for long. In the entire, from 2020 to 2025, almost, let me see the right numbers because I just want us to make sure it's correct. They allocated 258 million was approved from 2020 to 2024. 54 million they will approve. But 226 million was spent, which is the overspending of 168 million, 290% increment on difference. And every year, ika allocation will fale, but every year ika double or triple me allocate. And what does this tell us? Is it this necessary for us to be spending all of this money on just president going and talking to Gambians, killing a follow. I know we need all the security and everything for the president, but is this kind of money reasonable for the meet the people store?
Well, Nigeria manke president nala security damati. Obviously, molmin neka bulano kan wani mu NPP mollet. So, ning NPP molbe no kan kodita wel doli bulu, ebe bolela swali kono, e family li tuje, e bitala toto, kodi mantare bulu wo fananto. So, wo kodo be kabo muntod. Be kabo Gambia masakundala kodo leto. Because wo manke koditi miya lonko abe president fango bulu. Ya jel. Barhanna ba bulu. Amanyan nala wo kodo spend la wo kunto. Bao effectively amanke political campaign. But it only can convert into a political campaign. Yeah, so when make the people to yantakela unifying talks like the amol mini a lonko. It's in a banko fe together. You more yin and the sabola me along carbon na political corner. Yeah, so but more they are lonely. But therefore obviously being in the enjoyment la among walinya quite fancy. But say for example, me Gunjuta as an example. But until a compound the dam in Gunju, I do really see a back on it. Gunju Konolom. Geomon foot water. Yes. So morning to bohol sinna, while the minimum could also take a colonial sing. Purika Geosatono.
168 million with Judy la Gambian Jella.
Motor fellow, but building no require from now a plus system of BGL. The system will expand that. Yeah. But me will be caring, I'll tell you that locum killing locum fuller. And you could debate Aliaki Tulun down. Therefore, I call you political. Yeah, I think a political title, the political and banco la Codola. I mean, particularly in banco Baden Tabo Codola. I monkey that. Yes.
Hopefully, the National Assembly also will look at this because, and you know, you're also a lawyer, but for example, the National Assembly could approve, budget approve for somebody, and then overspent. Is there any how do you call it? Because obviously, Assembly approve. Near kada Assembly for hands on the spend. But every year, so sangai mindira ko spend tambi wala. What are the consequences, or is it? There's no consequences to that?
Well, consequences yam to tarala jele, but political system of Benyamin controlling the president of President from Kafala, assembly was back. So an assembly was a table, me along Kaman Kela assembly. For if I'm tired, I'll leave and control demanding. Evika cool mini along Koika for Kuta knowledge at the end of the day. Kuse no jail, but a cool besiala baba maybe a manjara wala, or at in National Assembly ka jibe doro. Yeah, because as a min fanan keno wala mo president one in National Assembly be sonkola. Obviously, wali mo crisis let is be sonfla no nyade. Ne ajibe sembo be nimbulu banko kan. Come sembe kero be nimbulu womo president let. But sembo in the National Assembly fanambulu waratan. But of course, in National Assembly support sotoje yemyo minke. More than likely, yeah, femta satellite means a Kerala.
Kachala men fanan kake media na tuma fa ya mwela ba. Ako opposition no ma paraphrase na ko kundaya kai minja la ko to kundaya di amo ay holoje. Ako kundaya do ka banko mara yo fola de. Mara to de wojinya. I mean, like you said, and there are certain things that Hanima agree with at a message. He was talking to Gambians because Gambian or Jamawa worried on Jamelanara. He spoke about that, even though, you know, people would have loved to speak in a very serious tone. But at least I had Kamol Hakilo Sabatendiko Jamelana party's approval. He also spoke about Lutano. I think a lot of Gambians will disagree with him on that message. Lutano Bebko Borosto, Hane America, Lutano Bebko Borosto, but in Molkabola America, Kana Gambia, Kana Jaraja. I mean, I know, yeah, more kana local Jara local, but I don't know if anybody comes from America, Kana tubaab jaaraloo ke ja so naa koy kana jaaraloo ke jan to yalla because local jaaraloo kana mol ka ga tubaab bule kana ja so I cannot deny that message I kuma jamal fo. But when it comes to political talk, talking to your political opponents and stuff like that, and you know, all the time, President Barrow was also an opposition. More kita president to be in a kita no more me a mansa oppose or even no incumbent, right? But his case, he was an opposition. And today, if he says na yung kumasi falco for opposition or manko, thinking ko indirectly thinking ko opposition mo kuntaya that doesn't look difficult.
No. Woman sense make. In fact, I tell the opposition, woman jamfa, woman karisa bakarna ni dammalet. Yeah. But I tell electional win jamne, diamo siata fa funtita bankoka. Yeah. So wo yemona itandi momin be president yala ayanta ala diamo kanyan na alon ko sembetala molla dondi ko ye wala duye ni abandi bala ikensan la belola sembeta taralela president la sembo mu banko la sembolet banko ka sembo min be la nyo kay ka karafa president lal so ila diamo to ila manyato enyante hakilo tulaje bakele sembetela molla sembole bebol.
So now let's look at Mr. Lamin Jedawala political. Last time Nathan Nunjam after a application for the UDP flag bearership since then manka chake. But you Nata the party leader or Nabusino Darbo select as the flag bearer of the party going into the 2021 presidential election. And then what we saw he resigned from the party. Because, and people will say, why that? Because natural to the competition and you participated. The process was fair and free and transparent. And then it had a fuku bantadami, and then he resigned from the party. Was it why that? Is it because Niman de Tomondron, then I have to leave? Why that? Why did you resign from the party?
Well, then min for well am yente kontela mirror to napol analyze nyame. I'm free, I'm fair. Because me at a second round on yento. Second round moma win. Hanu say no fa moma win.
Moma win.
No. Moma according to equal land nyame. You qualify second round, you should get more than soto dali 50% in tambila wala. Okay, but was second round Amadou Sane, Boritura Amadou Sane, myself, and then one other person, Neo Lanyo, who is about 50% of the vote. So it only goes in 98 Lesotho. In reality, you say the percentage is about 50%. I will Lesotho. Yeah, about 50% Lesotho. The calculation was wrong. I raised that now for no but moment Puruka. But anyway, Minketa Woto, war is water under the bridge at Tambitan. Yeah. So until I view man Kenyan Tiku, Nina Soto Mbebala jail.
Yeah.
I'm coming from about the president.
Yeah.
Alonko, Itamanke Patiti, the president Tamanke Banko Tinyami.
Yeah.
Kunyanta Sambalan in Silon, the Mobi Seminji Beno, Yalonko Silon Tamatanya. Yeah.
So because of the process, what they resigned?
Yes.
Okay.
Because of the process.
Now, Kabari resigned, obviously, now we all of a sudden, Ngajeko Lamin Jedawala has been appointed as the National Unity Party presidential standard bearer and party leader. What was the process that took place for that to happen?
Well, one executive process letter. About a month ago, you start to consult me about it, obviously, yes. So it all internal decision-making process Islam award. Yeah, because he MEP policy moment. More founding fathers of the party. ite kela secretary general ti ite kela flag bearer ti ya jel ite kela party leader ti because nim mo fen from ali no kirim bandal ko na ali aka fen ko nyante aka america ti party so in our philosophy wala atin kata outside the party hani Abdullah Fana was appointed. He was not among the founding fathers of the party. So in that regard, NUP is a very unique party. Yes.
And that's really very unique and special because you know how party solo, how somebody power revolves around just individuals, obviously, and then if you look at the secretary, the party leader, the founding fathers, so for the fact that the founding fathers, it's all a policy multi, the party leader, the flag bearers. That is very interesting.
Yeah, because it's a young party. Yeah, from time in 2018. Watarale inyanta lesson land party politics katama Gambia nyame yo be land so inata ke selfless individuality eko ke intoli be party lola le but yin be kala founding philosophy so wala ketela founding philosophy ye mole exclude very particular founding secretary general Fencode ye Mayor register William Usman Jamme Walti, Atelomela founding secretary general Nyente. And we are registered them ake Usman Jamme Toyal. Usman Jamme former secretary general Bala Bantale. So then obviously it's unique in that regard. So maybe kono for more horoma ye bunya because it among batai mam fenkeli. Ya jele ko ito lamira roto minje wala mnyantiko mola mo mbe molle approach la mini ya lonko na mira roto ise banko sambano ning atarnonko ntata government.
So how did that go? How did it go? They approach you when you resigned, right?
No, I would say after I resigned, but long after. Because like I said, you know, Lunkilim Bijeldra Moyen call, I haven't identified Nyakonyako left a mitla. Okay, but we're long after the process. So just to clarify, Biro UDP flag bearer said Bekeri, or way after that, Interning NUP man contacts at name and contacts at the Amantaran name. So left a Purunga J clarify. Yes. So it only family IGB. I don't have public life for a very long time. Manke politician in the conventional sense. Yes, but not a public life. I have been writing public affairs cabinet in 92. That was a long time ago. So moya lon ikakumol minne for yellow background check. For it nationality bang balafrindia mula and all that stuff. So ikakuja male jibe. I want to care in Tafama or Kalam Tafang. But of course, from a baby internet to the beer. Even me into Nimoli a check, a bajelano, a balon.
And they approach you. And what was your initial Cabria approach?
Well, I'll consider it because if I'm Nimoli be quali corner. What are already in telling WhatsApp group will start Gunjo. Yes. Kafuyo Kendeba and Doma and friends send Bundas by you.
That's new watching social media. What's up?
Yeah, I tell you
the campaign manager or
well, I tell you forum start and learning boys so said.
Okay.
It only forum start then to sign kind alhamdulillah. Reaction of Minnesota is excellent. So then signing one match with the NUP WhatsApp forums and other things. So abe wala nyama na wala nyonya bodoro ila kuenya bobiringa ila particular founding philosophy understand. And more many along ko horomo soto e bunya soto. It's an already established party.
It is.
Regional bureaus all over the country. So alhamdulillah, we problem on jama bale solve because they want to independent candidate project on very welcome. So for structural from the beginning, woman necessary koteke because.
But NUP, I know it's in Kumasa 2018 there, and they went into elections. But are they fully established on the ground? What is their level of presence across the country when it comes to bureaus, when it comes to groundwork? What are you inheriting? Is it a party? I know it's a registered party and everything, but is it fully fledged? With all established bureaus and everything.
Fully fledged. Yeah. Okay. I'm a lawyer to 20 years.
Yeah.
Be model for a call. I'm a lawyer to 1 year or 2 months. I'll be a lawyer. Name some dog worker. You mean called 1 month ago. As in I tambail.
That's true.
Yeah. So we were very slow. I believe 2026.
You know why it is so funny to me? I cannot see somebody like you in politics. And I think you have to do a lot of convincing for me and a lot of Gambians. Because knowing you, I've known you when I was way younger in UK, and you have been a mentor to so many of us and so many people, especially in the Gunjur community. And I know a lot of people in Gunjur, they pull scratch kind of saying, because of your relationship with Minnesota, with you, but most of them also are in established parties. And then, no be bad. Others were sharing it, and talking about our and all that stuff. But naturally, for knowing the kind of person you are, very outright, straightforward, very direct, very. One more far in Gambian politics. How does that really resonate properly with people? Gambian political young. So are you prepared? So tell us, how would that work with you? Your personality as a person, somebody, to be honest, I'm not a member of the NUP or any other political party, but very outright. Very honest opinion about all the time in a draft constitutional fight, because when you came out, when everybody was excited about that book, your opinion of a lot of people saw a lot of holes, but more than contano. But opinion minty, it believed in neighbor for and in a way of politics, well, no disrespect, we have a lot of people with integrity in the political field, but political fonita balekeja. So how do you go into this project to convince Gambians you are the right person to vote for?
Well, long Gambian yes, more logical man killing, very momo kono alay hadama dingo dada wala nyam kende abijele kende abali abije sanya tutai telebulu etebe mine tala but Gambia no liala ne membe keri ni koy complaint government la minni tambita nyam bankoka ni koy complaint Adam Barola mune ba tinna ite ba fola ko wonte be nyam dula karle ton te bola no woto yaje wote man la fila nyato tala e man la fila dahala yes ni lafte dahala ibe bulala toñale no kan mun sen bandino dinko kono dum be dinka bale kono mun sen bandino dinko kono ka Gambia non fananke molti mun ya lonko alhamdulillah nyate fangolto min bi mo nata because ikamin fo min ka keje wala mol kana ka kodol di molla ya usually work at Mansakunda Patillet. Kana ka kodol di molla. Wojite na famine la moy delas woli lulu dela. Ay mani boto sabadela. Ite diwol bebul min nyanta tala karam. Fo wol diwol le fasati ite diwol tiba. Wol diwol litata no karam bol min to ite lafte diwol fana yeta wala to. Ika Demirol minke suwa kone fana lafte dingoli ya waleke. Ita sa tuba Abdul Fatou. Ya America ma ya United Kingdom ma. hanata ni America visitor lambare at least I dalta jela so saying kuna o minmente wala minente ko ni ajen na mol ka bula bali kono pour kata America sorry kata Europe dalilo mi yo sabu o mole fonti tani South America la yas jibe be dunnano America nyaadi to South America so cool min ka wo sabu wala minente ko ifana lafta ballu ni malla ntoni ko ni NUP wo ballu ni man kana wala di Gambia ha bi momo be political party ni tilwala min man kan mararola ila mararunya tebete ala katambinte tal so I believe ko min woni la mo message la ibala no ko NUP anila candidate Lamin Darbo nyenta banko tala ngadundi walle bulu NUP men ke tole party tidi mo min bije hormol soto qualification oli soto dimba tiel min yalon ko meta mararol ni moje man Lamin itela time waste la ko wala fa nte lafta min na doro Gambia mo boy horomo soto mo be bunya soto mo kata katela haji fo moy yes hani yini nyoli ni yati be dani la fengolla mol be ka fenke wala baake wali tol se batano le bari be hormon tayale tilinne te fanan so tol lafta min na wala mo momo na wuluta nyam banko kan ay opportunity soto kake fewe fenti atela talent ya sambadame for karamala karola lomba for machine wala karola lomba for music lomba everything football only everything it's a moment NUP mansa kunda be wosone andile but nita ko ka bida male jibe amita ko nini awululati iko nte lafta ndimo ma ko faro kono min ta sambal karambo to lafta ndimo ma ko na tia kunkolto min ta sambal karambo to well what to table because what do ko welta labanna ita labanna be fenni jibe la mi ya lon ka se banko be nafa a sete nafa ikaka mol jibe wala ni hani mansa ten kafu mansa ay bikala fa moy lan tulola ndul man ke mansa man tara Gambia min be Gambia wala mo na president ka wala elect president mi ya lon ko min diata attaquelano ko ni be sirinja no ay dandi janne to be sil no ay dandi dani be danne wala to so man na ka mol bula min diate alimena alien tarafuar yakon aliye boje alien wo alitan ala mararo ke wonne nero kon aliye bo mararo kon alien to fuar yakon do bije fal kan to dame wala kolata alien tara dame malavi mol kana ka funti ka bulol ko si ka dongoli ke moli yes abe politiko wala kono bara sa tarawni wo mari ite lafta dongola bari man tara fenyele kan abulo yes ntol lafta wo man sakunda sifalla man sakunda mi ya lonko ase hormone boya di banku dingol ay protect ila fengoli ila property li ku kotengoli itol fanga jatoli ay protect walla lafta walla so ni to ko min ka ko do nambe bulala walla no ka tuti tele bulu yetara dame e be bulala dame wala be jawyale yetara dame na fate wala it can be done. America e monefo e ko alla mo batari wal dial se transformali yeke molti min ya lon ko alte sutela fa wala kake dinni dol botalin banko kan kata America wala man do ko kenyen banko kan bar bi tate ye for develop America ye bro lojam ye development oli kejam lafta wala yes bi will become mo nya ko no jibe min betata e kabula wala no
NUP masakunda be ya foja iko kacha ko e ko bedinka balle kon e ko bedinka balle kon ni ko bedinka balle kon dinka sifanya di nyaaji
dinko wala long aman jarabi amu jamaa kodi jana commission na ta jan local government commission na ta jan okay ko min funti tawalito woni nan iketa nyame wali ni realties leta amanke ko mole fabricate okay, ntol do sabita wala ko wala be kere nyam banko kan jannabe fonti la fam. But of course ni wo fo wato mol bi jele min ka dia mol keno sakon tol min be non tubabdo. Anin hani bi wol min be tubabdo. Woni be banko min kan e ka wala jibe yo min Gambia compare. E bi ka bulandino. So woni ke woni ka tinna political kadie. Bari bi fado wol mol min fa woni man be ko ke wol Gambia banko kan ayo ko wol min ke ya bete ada ni biya muta natar min ya lon ko amantara yin partisanship kon wala min ko nte be dame abete ata man bete na haji tije nte be walet muti woli ma ko ila no muti woli falin na no woli to the damning yes barite ko ida tubabu wal minniya ika kuwal minni jewalito wali yeb khorom woni boya min kela ni fawra masakunda ma wo kenoyla bara bete atete fe ba be ke kay la banko le kan bare han tubabu min mo sarfe kay sita report police waliya min do ko dula mo sarfe kay sita report alla nyaton koliya bare jayte wo kelano ya mi ram min ka ke jang ba yete ni wo moli be ko kelin ne wo bete atal wuti kelano anin ha hakilo titala no
so jenning kata NUP masakunda be mune keno la banko mole lafta tala bad because you know me if I'm talking to you I'm talking as a familiar person somebody who knows ira jar and I know a lot of Gambians for Lamin Darbo a humanitarian lawyer me along ko bi nga jele ko gala diningol fe ofen momo be kolea kono bi Lamin Darbo la mala loyati Kabo nyim funding kel kabila protest la you know obviously the Auditor General obviously you know ko be kerin yang mi alon ko fenno mi alon ko diungo watam hadama dingol kandrong ikalo wala kekele bari foka ha mo hakilo blandi ko amanke beat like ekelo minge because sign be political kono and then a lot of people can relate to people mi alon ko fanang kunu be mintore non kabrin kelo be warare kunu be mintore non kabrin be kelo ka jamekele and I know before coming onto this platform somebody said to me right now I feel like a magistrate Darbo is an exemplary man. He's a very stand-up guy. He told me, look, I know you are going to interview this guy, but I don't think you even know this person. You know, the Times of Gambia L akonyeko safirol min ka keno woto wolle ko be wuli fo bi kelo for more hanta kelola. So I think it will always good to look at Lamin Darbo the guy. And I think obviously it was a Gunjur and how it started from Gunjur and from Bebiminto. That's what I want. I want people to know the guy Lamin Darbo, not just the lawyer. Because Namran Day Holland, you mean Kejange Kilomika, and we'll come to some of the landmark cases fanang, you mean Bari, obviously Oceanu Bojanyola case and all the stuff, Itelebol cake. These are cases me along beam for the Bankol Plato, Molka Hani, Casilla Fanco, case or minuta, B telecolta. Lamin Camarilla but B, that's what you do. So, but let's start with Lamin Darbo, the guy, Mimbo Gunjur.
Okay. Yes, so I'm talking about Gunjur, but I did not have so full of Yamato. So could
I don't know how is that possible.
Yeah, well, so could have been so full of Yamato, made a J back. Yeah. But I'm telling you, so could call it. Well, don't come but and the door, but in the case, no, yeah. I'm from a jellicum, so could call it. Okay, so Min Catan, during but Gunjur Primary School, not St. Augustine's, obviously, so could call you more Jamal Gia Cabo Gunjur. Yeah. So then can you sabawala about Tonya Mente? So could all of them the capital.
No disrespect to my dear brother, Papa Buna, but you don't have I told you, fatal monkey, our Sukutam Kola, Femco, I told I mean, but how can you even claim to be from Gunjur, right? I thought it was Sukutam Kola. Yeah. So anyway, Mambo safe from you. I told our. Yes, but then when but a Sukutan not bringing not a Sukutan at St. Augustine's High School. Yeah. St. Augustine's High School, Solka for Honey Loyally, Kana Africa Luada Mali study the for Kudel GB from Ankara. Now you call to the barbecue and Chief Justice Kawale for Loyally. You know, Allah Karamo, you must read outside the law because Wale Keke
all-rounded person.
Yeah.
And in Chief Justice la Mutonya ballot. Yes. Ntangaji Kabirimbe St. Augustine's High School. Makodo Minnesota. Where at Methodist books up Gambia. Methodist books up. Atele the ECOWAS Avenue la Johnson Auto. So Nina instead of at police station or immigration, Nita on the left kata Central Bank.
Yeah.
We buon in DJ. Methodist books up. Buku ya soto London. Abebe book Methodist books up okona. And we would tembo all the leading magazines. We left the Time magazine, of course, we are among the internet age.
Yeah.
So reading them.
Yeah.
Time magazine, Newsweek, West Africa, Africa Now. Very left our baker soto jail. So until can na launching ka bake bukusang. I didn't newspaper. Yes. Obviously inka na kodol bake well. So from tata during the St. Augustine's nketa fenko nyantije ila school editor ti. Gambia High St. Augustine's magazine or school magazine ka fa isunyo Kibaro. I was the editor 1978-79. Then 1979 fana wotembo dunia be international essay competition. Ko mole dunia be kono minna parents on manta school ya to understand. Your body coming for I read widely.
This was in 79.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, 79 lang high school bang St. Augustine's bang.
Yeah.
But 79 the International Year of the Child. So United Nations ila branch dole be Geneva kafa International Union for Child Welfare. The essay competition we organized. So in Bangkok intoli mo nanile prizes wali bit. But global international first prize ta. Dunia belo maman ke ko jam dam mala. Nte ntole India nte Ambassador Jenaba Mintar Russia, yes, Coalition of the First President, Ambassador to Russia.
Yes.
And Lady Dobije Kafai Priscilla McWilliams, Paris Sanya, name Falinta, and in Beredor Kafai Usman Ba. Ntole Tala India to represent the Gambia. Name Franklin to Tala no Mrs. Relvina, Mrs. Almeida.
Okay.
Mrs. Almeida man to Tala no India, where to be social welfare. You are telling them escort to India, but unfortunately India didn't a political crisis, so International Children's Conference in cancel. But United until the prices will send in Gambia, so they gave it to us. 1980. I participated in another essay competition by one Commonwealth talent. Yeah, what on a favorable mention Lesotho. I was not the winner there, but went to Gambia High School. So during the Gambia High School, from 6 la Fenko, newspaper Kafai Tingle. So I'm going to editorial. Then we're in Better St. Augustine's Gambia High School. I worked in Gambia for about a few months. I started June because we were but Form 6 there was so much doku.
Yes.
For me, my life was doku about doku kind problem. Yeah, so I was 6 months in Gambia for Kuko Nata. Yes. Then afterwards, November 1981, Tata Standard Bank. But the Standard Bank Tata Action in Tata America. So America a degree for history. History honeybee.
Yeah.
I tell them in discipline, obviously. So because we're Pareta, conservative white professor Dole BJ. I go to Donald Trump. But America la beauty movement, talent soto. Yeah. They don't care. They don't care. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. They'll give you whatever you. From a doctorate degree soto. Kabirina School Suppose on the graduate level. Of course, I paid the first year myself. I paid the first year. Then school changed from Alabama and Tata, Kentucky, Berea College. They the Harvard University of the South.
Okay.
Yes. But small college.
Yeah.
But our endowment damami alonko ibikama $250 million.
Wow.
Into the Danala water men. Yes. So then the history degree kewaleto. When white professor akwenye kwa Natala alma mater about a Duke University to do a PhD. So well when at 11th hour gunju kenni wodobi ko ni law study I think will be better. So ngana man change a law study not jana Hans Fenke atodung not a montol to Knoxville, Tennessee. My law study was the University of the Tennessee College of Law. So one doctorate degree to 1995. Then 1997 nata morong Gambia jang to work. Yeah, first to Abdullah. But yeah, nata morong Satan. You bari left na bakela Sierra Leone kono. Nino law degrees from a Commonwealth country. It only became Tano Bala. What are Sierra Leone Jojo Dolby, very influential people. I currently work from University of Forabele and in Sierra Leone University. But Sontata really appeal. He tried, but he mentioned he couldn't a policy let.
Okay.
So well in time Samba UK. And the contract 1 year 2 years.
Yes.
Then I came from 99 up to now.
Wow.
Effectively.
Okay.
So in the UK, I studied for 3 further degrees there.
Yeah.
3 further degrees.
So it was not possible to enroll in the bar here because of your degree study in the US.
No, not here because we had about young university in Mantarajang at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
So it only became a bar offer. But Gambian was Jama Bakata, Sierra Leone, Dolkata, Nigeria, Dolkata, Ghana. Yeah. But Ghana in Nigeria 2 years. I cannot go and do my bar for 2 years. 2 years, okay. That's too long for me.
Sierra Leone was not accepted?
Sierra Leone was 1 year, but it only meant 12 times, 12 minutes better America.
So you went to the UK?
Yeah, I went to the UK in 1990. But German better UK, I worked for 2 years as a first class magistrate.
Okay.
But Germany was became judicial secretary. Judicial secretary, one of the judiciary permanent secretary.
Yeah.
Mrs. Aminata Ngom, a deputy. Okay. Yes, so that designation was senior assistant secretary. Okay. So then BJ, killing incident do kita in disturb back. So application okay to the Judicial Service Commission called after magistrate hall. Then yanke magistrate hall. So you can administration la. So Mandang Katara High Court or Law Courts Complex from 2 o'clock Nkata Jana Banjul Magistrates Court Nkasitu Auto. Yeah, Sunday well to Lincoln Police all nata funding kele mota mo 36. Yeah, but Abdullah belt da man ki Gambian ol damati Senegalese ol bije le Malian ol bije Guinean ol bije Gambian ol bije. So but for 3 o'clock ko ngata ngawali samba mile 2. Ko pour la investigation ken ko ente ko ha ne ndeme number wala stop la ni mol siata le ke samba mile 2 ntete o kelano. So mbe mutala jana police station police headquarters ya la magistrates court benyo bala ko ko be kiti o kumasi la bi so ma continue. So kiti o kumasi wo watola between 2 and 3 o'clock. Then mabang ko ye samba jana police station. So biri work at also mo not and continue the kitiol yalo charge me na manke ko ye mo ya pita mo le kan kamol la fengol sunya ani ko tara poro ma fangol la ferry terminal ma fangola around 3-4 o'clock yalo ni luai ka wala for vagrancy ni tara wodulal to e mo ni public places let e ka jela ko tete e kunta ya ko walto je because senyen to tara le la bungale ko so very not a woeful no evidence be giving I come in for a woman ketonya. So we be able it had a report Chief Justice here, where her Algalong Chief Justice. So a bit of Jiba Aka man Fengiji. But nevertheless, I call him Bondije in Samba Birkama because one of more senior Fulanjawati, not a boy dole fe. Police only a lifetime influence a car from your Konyumu Bandi Saltelet. Why Kakata Bada to Katubabel Batan DJ. So during our Fananjibe, Konyumu Gambian or Tasta, no Dawada, and Temang Luaja maintain and now Fanambula. So I will call Capital City Magistrate Court. Batuma in Bondi Water, Yen Samba Birka. Sometimes Senior Magistrate TJ, Birntata, Birkama, not Birkama Almamola case Taraji, and Wajwara, and Ablaisane, and 3 other people. But not only will move flow Bondi than Birkama Almamo, Ablaisane. Wajwara 4th person in a tawale tola. So you will continue for kitten. So but during time police only in case me tajano at a case be 4 months. Sorry, 8 months. I will kaji. So be walketa nakiti in fenke so ko na banamente doron tanga wali be bulale kon tamaje luati nyandame. Fatu wotembo ni kiti ya bekena. Courthouse kono. Inside. And then round Franco Bay, ala fence bay. PRU officer leka jemot.
Okay. The case mwele become imam wala case, but I never knew. You know, moka funyinka modo all the time. Nina biyaka funya magistrate Darbo, but I never knew you were like a magistrate. I never knew that.
Yes, so, I was. You know, I was senior magistrate at Birkama.
And you were the one wala case nitele wahanu because that case was very much, you know, very high profile.
Yeah, it was extremely high profile, very very high profile. But sai ko fulalomo. Aibe alale sola wala ifania fasa. So wala mo choice. Amanke easy choice, obviously, but wala mo choice. So until a decision moment wala mo man kuke, mo yanta bulale no kamen. Nye bebula. Ntenga wala bulale bintana officer kono ngana bago fenke. Mfuntita. Hani wala the box kono mala kono bulale.
Ifo mala ko
mala ko ngebula so wotembo moto tentabulu nkabula taxi lela bula taxi lan tata so numurunta so kuta alhamdulillah ko man kenna even though afterwards called dol ketale but ala tento daro nsa afa dron ko man kenna keta wala nyama yeah so birim buta woto len tata UK but birim no decision okay after more long Nico even one minute kan kapala sol dealer is a hakilo to back qualification experience kan me palaso to mun na tinal kapala sol chika ke demon Buwan na ni bula waso mo somanda minister yan call wotembo fatu bompen sudalo minister okay ako mi na ni bula nka ko ya file ojibe ako yiti tata min dulatu science ay kanyene bula ite min file of famorid leba nka ko ay file ojibe ako ko labangala min fanya ako ni fu imalon ko ni minister le kadia nka yes with all due respect but I'm not answerable to you. I report Chief Justice here. Chief Justice Algali. So MBJ, Chief Justice man command because Chief Justice Tero Keller. Chief Justice ya tambi bata wala. MBJ Mrs. Ngomyan call na boss ni along kona tele kadoku wake. Still telephone and be in charge of magistrate or administratively attending ke masterty but attending the overall administrator of the judiciary near Chief Justice Bondije. So I am called akonye ko emuntolan ka mbebere kamal. Akonye for PayPal jeleba. Sometimes I can't find my PayPal. Nka ko yes na PayPal jele nka bari kamin insinuate woman tara PayPal to. Nka ko ntabe decision kila time and it was late. I newspaper editions were mislead for today. Nka about yes na ne kan commandment. Akonye okay Chief Justice ko yeta your letter was a minister apologize. Akonye minister kwaya nen nka ente akoha nka mon minister nen But Hannah and Minikit and Minister Manta apologize. I will not do it. I can okay, Rena file samba banjun. File samba, sambala of it. I can okay. Chief Justice Kosani, yet just walk across the road, yet Ministry of Justice, Minister apologize. Nka yalan ko ni diamata telephone on ta ko ha wa tara mobile te kere yen landline
be kere yes
ko ha nka sa ni be sire nyaabe tilende nyol ko ha nka manta ci minister apologize and nan left ali mbay woman volunteer. Yeah,
this was Jamela time.
Yes.
When Bensouda was the minister.
Yes, of justice. 1979, 1999 ya tele taraji. When you get a 98, case start at 98, le barabanta 99. Ha. Nkako, I will not do it. Nkako, Mrs. Gum. Nkako, female from minister, I'm not answerable to her. No judicial decision that I'm not answerable to an executive member of the cabinet over a judicial decision. I will not explain it to her. Yeah. According to her, Barry, Minister ko Birin Jamme to appoint her Kyle to be in charge of judiciary. Okay, no. Maybe I mean judiciary is a cold term and at the administrative level.
Yeah.
But Chief Justice is the head of the judiciary. Okay, but even Chief Justice, not judicial decision, I don't have to explain it to her. Him. Okay, ko wala mo luat. Okay, ko so for minister, I'm not going to apologize. Okay, ni jamme kai ko atele be in charge ring. Judiciary la. Woman mistake let maybe jamme mang separation or you understand. Okay, but I tell loyalty, so I tell na wo for like, I'm not going to apologize. Okay, but I'll tell you one thing. She's not the first minister of justice. Okay, I didn't back in the she will not be the last. Ntitara UK katana back janning 5 months ya bay. Because ntitara UK montumale August lamba.
Yeah.
October ya te bay.
So ilatat kata UK, did this case have any impact on you leaving as soon as possible or what?
No, not at all. No, of course, Fatou. I mean, certain things, BJ, you know, dunia another cool maybe Kalum do BJ ka work me.
Yeah.
Yes, I was expecting the worst, definitely. By from
yeah.
Yes.
So, case.
Yes, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, but our government was interested in the matter, seriously interested. Yeah, but Nimma Sekunda of the Kuakela. Ali Buneyake. But I can also the courts use to kind of sanction it all the decisions. Poor kind of decisions legitimize. And Mawokeno. Mawokeno. Mankeko heroism no more anything like that. But Manghani Kamoli Sorang Minialon Kwe Mankuki. Birambata you can not amurong water na private practice kumas in Tata Birkamala Gamtel. When you can do Mataraja, when you went to London. I can you do Mr. Dabbit in Kaiha, when you went to London Kaihani. I can you go into Famu Birkama Alkmamo.
Wow.
Just imagine, Ninatamukuke in 1999, where the upset ring come. Internata Moronjan 2015. 2015 Lenata Moron. Just imagine. Was a attack no elephant? Not quite the right Laleke attack, but of course, Nama from control no was a can. So until a background in quality, education and in Fenko. But it mean Kelela parents. It actually dingol. Can I one the dingol? Can I one the parents? Yes.
And you went to UK in 99 to do 2 more degrees.
Yes, I did 3 degrees in the UK, postgraduate diploma in law, the bar vocational course, one law school in the Gambia, like equivalent morality. Yes, one for them master's degree. So more you need to have about your back a Gambia young. The master's degree is Soto, Amankeko LLB near Soto University, Waldam Malam. No, is considered a master's degree. So what I think police will no more cotenal better in a bala. It can elevate to higher positions.
So whilst you were in the UK, obviously Bangkok and jamme man sakunda bijang. O mojama dunta kelo kono doli ela londo use kasaferol ke dolu be radio to katiamu dolu be kodol bondi ka kelo ke mole kelo ke in different angles lela. But you were one of those people who were very instrumental in writing.
Yeah.
How did that start?
Well, we started in Britain Tata UK, we became Koma Fonyato. So it was very difficult. Yeah, you know, Bangkok. So I wrote extensively about Gambia public life. Yeah. So we are Baro Manton long. Baro Diamulal long, soon to Turawal. Because in 2016,
where were you?
Yeah. You know, Abika diaspora question, sign na kawe for the rock. But I am an told because soon to only file. Soon to 2016, model man convince can from Konin Jamaican style election. But of course, soon to only yeah, many more than you can call the Kataji because file.
Yeah.
But of course, soon to was dealing at you know, a higher level. Yes, you know, any more consultation only. Welcoming advice, well, data elections, participate in the elections. Ali Ajibe, what would that yield?
Yeah.
So Suntunatake, one of the biggest orators, the Diamulality, 2016 election. Yeah. So during election winter, and after January 2017, I some Baro, and then Baro Mammet. But during that Baro Jedor, First Lady Fatima Baro, and after Bendo, at the foot of the stairs. I sent to Yanis into a Bulabino, Bulacos into a co. No telebiamo bantamela kumomai. Baro Kafoloko sang at Allah to diameter. Yeah, he did extremely well. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And yes, some expertise were aerial too. But telephone and told them in a Saferla Bald, Gambia Post, Gambia L. And other articles many along case Safe. Because we believe governance yenta humanized land.
Yeah.
Yes, President Sala Dokwell Kenole, but Hadamadingo, the Minkono UK, America, other European countries, Canada, left away Tarabanko and Fananka. Because we don't believe Tamina, Wolonko, Hadamadingo man dada permanence can kokune te kelele te fal. So when I come and say kele or president only advice. Ko. More than for journally. Enough in English because I have beauty wallet. Yeah. So think what I told but yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the wall. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reference. Be better man sayala, President Yala, Model K Jalia. Ite dankula hanni tarasilo kaite konton president yanta wala ina mandate ina legacy mementi women ke yin buol ni silol ti banko le tamu waliti yimararo kenyami we can be a fontin dinyami we can be a fallen dinyami mararola karola will be remember la wala
boku mayata ila legacy manke silol ni motol ni kordalti ila legacy mu maralo liti maralo kenya
mara kende ni yake banko kan ningata niko America mantara was silokan Donald Trump the America thing in 2020 there was no doubt about that. Yeah, he was within an inch of doing it. Hani American ala safeguards wali nyaonya. So kana bula molno kan yes support because be take a demanding sotoibul. Be a kemo mendela. So my dewo kemo beleta label. In fact, min tambita wall. Yes. Linking into ala baba joba and call ako jammele ko be kate Gambia. So momo nin jammenta nitent. But wo among call walla, we dunta diamole kono yaron telephone diamole. Afana nyamentale. So just in case you no bela moy kamala. Asafo ko well, yen kendingo is loyal to jamme. ayon kumandile no ko akonyi ko mansa konko alla messenger dole tata holiday lan kai ha akonyi malla fa na muronga mole sote lafta min kalaje nka entata o kalano nka entata o kalano nka ni lafta wala Mrs Ngomla mun na boss te tawo ya barnin baba la wodi ama situata nyawonya minister sabale ya command wodi ama kono boya tan baba man ke minister te bata tambile sembo min baba lo banko ka e ka command min Allah because abika telephone abika mute abika mute so ka command min ka command ka congratulate dumbiala ke minister of agriculture because I tell you topato no but you have nyanya Fatou Gambian wali sonyen na ko lua wala mo fenti lua lon kaka banko protect banko bika protect no ka fa ko karibe tula jere forever woman ke hada ma dingala feta impossible what a kala no so ali banko dada together hakili tu kono bawo obviously mi man sakunda so to mi sangarata foi hakiloto bawo abenna kanko no ko moni man sabika kele ani nim man sa man tara kelola moni man sabika tara kelola luwa ko president nyanta mala nyame to limu limited democracy lati yajel limited government man say president ya damdula lesoto na tambita jela alisa challenge no woman ketanati
so sorry kabri munta nang alin kelo ke for following the 2016 obviously Gambian diaspora role men play bien ajere for following nyeke bayri tonya wato minu bijang itolle carte fay itolle tate courage te carte fay ba tonya molle benun koma minu ka mulke min ke support no minu ka min be keren banko kanjal no kamabole no bantalan kolle ka foye ka fintinde WhatsApp forum ko baro fawne ne afola ko na wulta ka WhatsApp forum le mun fo bi ka tun ka information ko fo wolton now kabrin follow to the 2016 inata say is it 16 or 17
it began for 2 years January 2015 not a jam
wow
na passport banta 2015 kono so ntata immigration wa darambu sukutanko atana director general so na passport banko batunga renew because man la fini airport na British passport katambiji ni obusin na Gambia passport tembo so be hitata if it be a process for printing so man the ban list le kono e do man kan to dammatide pasamba jaw or the people will be totally be well
so can you mean for ko to nyala list ole be mi alon ko mol ban min men na passport so that was true
no I'm telling my experience directly but ko nyele ko me ala bless his soul abantale akonyele ko your instructions le den akon kana passport de la ka ko akonye barim bay e ma ko kai no kanela life and danger ila do ko damantede kanela life and danger so then we work at one day ngajim famata UK lanko I have to go to the UK so I'm in my passport tata al de maroto ni the Gambia passport mawo jabari of course na British passport ni wole funtita I didn't think I would pass the airport so man passport sort of for 2017 been changes scatter
from 2015
passport passport bembul jela fam na tande ba ja ko ngare new 2017 they told me in Bubia from Bubia very well
they didn't even issue you that only says go
yes so wala kata so man passport to ko birin barin bata jam ba anta ka fa yes man passport to malong instructions but a dami ba ko dol ka kala bi ka kalamta fa bata NIA bang fa bata mun to eleto but Bubia fonyele clearly ko konkane be banless letter sorry konyembe ma ko en kai no don't endanger yourself Yeah, I understand. So now do it. I could have gone to Senegal na plane or tagging at London. Yeah. So I mean, yeah. So obviously, in Tolfanang Kual Kelly.
Yeah.
And Tolanga facilitate puro barrier naman sa Ainaja.
Yeah.
Yes. There is 7 years banta and Suntuali, even though so Suntuali they collected monies from people, many island they were willing to contribute. Now okay to make so. Single years na tandela ko amin minti Gambia kono. Ntolanga horomalenga abunya. Yes.
So, but in 2017, Kabirim Falingoke, that you worked so hard in the diaspora, Puruka Nim Falingoke.
Yes.
Gambian Jama Falanka Fata Okang. Kabirim Falingoke 2017, why is it that Ima try Puruka join the government to help, especially with this decorated profile that you have? Kawo Karangola Karola, and obviously honesty and Tilingola Karon Tofonora, Ndofala, like Mobe Olone. But why is it that Ima try at least put him on Sakunda Doku, at least if an impact momenti, I effect no in this government?
Well, try to you too. I already napati mwele mfanye MEP wala mnyenti kana dung kumal diamul kono mini alon ko ibina ngini wal siandel.
I prepare no see this is my problem with politicians.
No Fatou
I'm not correct. Okay, so you get politician because he pay.
Yeah.
Ite abenyami pamoja kwa yake member caring ka pole nyama. So I do understand to be politically correct, but this is something it's important also. Muna at least
obviously His Excellency President Darbo attempt to Najayi. I palaso dinale biri my party bendino.
Yeah.
The Ministry of Interior I offer. But why I think I work out Alkali Conte and in Kutubo Mani and Banta Burfoot. Well, the more float many I work out. Nobody else was involved. So what Fadera, I tell them Secretary General. So Ataratin President Bitang and Dubai somewhere in the Arab world, So but obviously so being work at entire Supreme Court for a declaration. Cool. This dual nationality issue, a change to law. So Chief Justice during the oral hearing, I am for of a ministerial. So I give gelata because okay, you don't have to answer that question. What will ultimately have a Supreme Court for a declaration? Ko luwa falintali. Even though new government man aware, but luwa falintali in 2001.
Luwa falintali.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes Supreme Court na family me beke, I wrote my briefs, the state wrote its briefs. So nata. But Supreme Court ito fanga issue so te left addressment. So wala issue te from tanga jurisdiction settle. When you karo nata ko wala kono fo ye offer ministerial. Obviously nin ko being President Tema or President Lamole at that preliminary level.
You can say
Hakil to ala biji. So man na fe ansala. Personal and puro ka decision okay. I'm not necessary na your answer. What is irrelevant to the decision? Some answer, but then later on during Supreme Court a dismiss on that preliminary inquiry among jurisdiction because obviously maybe in interest to water, but I did have it. So I'm very thankful to the president for that. Okay, but later on, say it's happened all in later years, means say of a cabinet, you say any other position, so to know the meaning cabinet position man killing. So maybe we'll do to require a Purungan British citizens every now. But and political beginning is more personal, more partisan than professional. I'm not going to go into government to be controlled by political partisans. Minimum presidency, a policy level operatives like ministers, a chief of staff, lower level staff, many along the state house. Many members eventually be bola jail. You can know sabatije. Yeah, you know. So I remember when being Dr. Siseko President clueless tale.
Yeah.
I wrote an article but ma problems. Nko mbala yola de nite for women that violet. But I'll tell the president like Molmin Kresa, Yinimin Nibabale, Mankarang or anything. President Suleta will more than the technocrats because they will go into the field and campaign for you. They will persuade people for you, regardless of whether currently or not. Like a model namely, media, I'm not going to get into that. Or Marion Fangalon, but internal Neko. Mintara government, Nkombe Kuto Kelaje. President left on Nyaonya.
Abela Moila Walla like it.
Abela Moila Walla Lantet. So to survive. In the Tara Nafantaya Daletoje. Even though Pajero is a Tarambul, Prado is a Tarambul, whatever, Baratem Nafala Fen. I didn't want to do that. But I'm glad I didn't do that. Yes, I'm glad I didn't do that because no one persuaded Lieutenant to become a judge. Very high up people, definitely. Not only left her, it would have been automatic. Then go to Georgia, Kelano. Not banko jinyam be bokang system women kono. A koleata back, and but told doing a terabanta. Because me wente, me kita Georgioti. Chief Justice a case me assignee. Ibe damalital. Yeah. You left a mon marco, they come fat again. It kelano. Well, I think I'm fit to be on the bench. But you want a more mini from the new saboteur, it would have been automatic.
Now, this brings me to this question. The dual citizenship warning, before I proceed. Is it, it's high time Gambia as a country in Ajube. I believe that the Banco President wants a single nationality. But when it comes to a minister, when it comes to deputy and other positions, I think Gambia yanta ujibe because Gambia dinkende jamalu. Mini alongo with a lot of expertise. Wale banda covering 22 years of Jamila Maraloko. Gambia no mini silos to fintita. Kabri fintita, Jamaba fintita, asylum or lesoto. Dol fintita future kaito lesoto, ye fango develop. I'm not saying these are one of the best experienced and educated people this country has produced. The experience soto, the management skills soto, the organization also because the institutional me represent banta, but do call me na banta. Ya to abru kukilim bije ni meta je discipline when it comes to time and processes. And until Bangkok and one of the biggest problem processes man soto nyim Bangkok. Nga homo ni kai to samba hani proposal ya sama office oto. Ika normal atama da na dunda office do dunda ika normal komi kai dingo no manyame. Process. But people that walked outside this country, who killing when it comes to showing up on time, when it following processes, understanding management issues and stuff like that. We have a lot of experienced Gambians. Many alongo banku kaiti jamal like they have dual citizenships. And to be honest, ni konte ko ya citizenship renounced to be a minister tackle. Ya man tackle. Natra ko a National Assembly member on the president man sembo soto puru ke bay. Kodi science so lo ay wolfo. But the minister and president say appoint no bibi so my ay bay. Ini la citizenship thing and no ni worketa ite ka pure murum back to banko do kan kata do ko keje. Abe kolyar. Sometimes the risk there is okay, after all these years, when a family established, for settled that, and then bimbo risk you're taking a pay cut most 90% of the time, you have a pay cut and to come and serve your country, but also you have to also renounce your citizenship. So many more president even more fall back to what? So this has been a big challenge for a lot of Gambians in the diaspora.
It makes people dishonest as well.
Yeah.
Because Molika Minister Atali knowing full well
Yeah.
when dual nationals.
Yeah.
Look, ni tata.
Prime Minister BJ mi anko dual citizen law.
Okay.
Nyimbankoka.
Ha, ni tata.
Tamala Europe. Ala European citizen nafta Europe aka moka aka tamini European passport wedami. But now we go jang anal diplomatic passport. But abina loko be fintila nyat.
Yeah. Okay. So me ajibe unnecessary to do that. Ika yun for ndolfananga points Lawrence. I wrote about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I wrote many countless articles. Yeah. So obviously nkawele for ko mo the diaspora. Yeah, not necessarily in professional element, maybe United Nations and things like that. No, I mean, I have no sympathy for those people because Wali Jamaba, they didn't participate in the struggle.
So, yes.
You Lokita, presidency, miracle, your ability, certainly, that's fine. You know, woman can problem. But Molina Lonko, they were at the forefront of the struggle. The Joe Sambos, Pasamba Jawal Sifal, Demba Balde Wali. Musa Jang Wali, Sarian Sise Wali, countless other people, Bankamane Wali. Yes, these were the towering people. They experience it all. They lived in America, they got the education. They can be part of a transformative process. So, how is it possible? Will to serve at the policy levels of government. But obviously, political leadership at certain levels will find them comfortable to be in government with them.
Yeah.
This is very complicated.
It is.
In after Mola Kodola, Bariman Lafi advice. In after Mola Kodola, Bariman Lafi, I build my secunda because it is there. Yes. Provisions many along coin after change constitution will change. Yeah. So obviously, me interest Puruka were provisions and change to empower dual nationals. I say okay, no. Yeah.
And I think it's in the interest of Gambia Fanang. Puruka wo luajuwe, including Gambian diaspora le karte fiber Fanang itarano marala bundalto. Because you know, when people are educated and they have experience, somebody like you, Jama, not all the time, Jama independence. They don't care for it on president, but need to believe the minna.
Well, doli bijole, not most, more bijole minne kawalike, but most of them, we are a minister of an palace ballot. So obviously, for President Batu demanding, so for President Batu demanding, ndawala can slam the minister.
It is a minister.
One can slam dala because ni ko te wokela e be bailale. E nearby, if we tell a citizenship. You know, ala ko Seattle. But in president ni men lata fangala. At the banko tamen de kan silola. Along ko look. I'm just a transcendent human being. You mentala dulato, you know, maximum 10-15 years. I'm out of this place. Remember president yala is about dunia fangato. So adana tambol man na fasoto. But of course, no more be power. Because wajede either ye batu Jamaba or ye by. Yes. So I've been willing, it's a complicated situation. But diaspora assistance minke to usher in the 2017 government of His Excellency President Barrow, wo tambitale, wo kato tambitale. President Barrow ay diaspora bulaji, ay mol soto jele minni ya horome ya buye ya support. Mol bijele minni ma support. Amanke problem to democracy in wallet. But kasi kalo ka fo mi ba ko from fenyolet. Ka fo man nafasoto. Ibe ko do behave to one for my dollar fa. Woman necessary. It's not necessary. He's a good man. You know. I don't find a good man, Letty. Obviously, the area of governance, and I disagree with them completely. About governance, Bikatana Silol. and then race late in Tata QTV with Sabali, he accepted. Yes, governance is important, but development lamukuati. For me, Sabali sentiment, I was very pleased with that.
Yeah.
I don't know governance is so bijan.
Yeah.
I accept development is important, but for me, governance is key.
It's key.
Yes. Yeah. Very impressive. I could budget by no one if
Yeah.
I could take a walk.
Yeah.
Along the beautiful flowers in the State House alone and reflect on what your legacy would be. That legacy is not the mansions and the roads. It would be the governance on the law, because governance on the law itself has an essential beauty about it. You may not be able to see it, but you can feel it. You know something special is taking place here. Yeah.
Now, your government ministerial position or more take Jojo for something. You continue private practice, and you are now more like the lawyer for everybody. Mia Lonko injustice face kanko or more Mia Lonko koleakono. It's a for nyama.
Well, I'm not easy, obviously, because model
inspires that.
Well, Fatou, I live in two of the leading democracies in the world, the United States of America and the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. Look, I know these are global countries, very powerful. So obviously, they do have their problems, especially at the level of the international arena. Yes, they are invading other countries, they are bombing other countries, and all of that. But if you live in those countries domestically, then you know that they are answerable to their population.
That's true.
Yes, that is the Gambia I want. A Gambia where government cannot operate outside the boundaries of its competence, legally speaking. Because it's only a limited Republican government, at least in the constitution or whatever. So the president is not everything. He has to collaborate with other people, with other arms of government, and of course with the people. That is why we have the fundamental freedoms in the Constitution, no entrenched provisions. Yeah. So Moma Woman or Constitution is still there. Because no matter okay, it president take on left Gambia line freedom of speech volleyball, left freedom of choice in terms of religion, left volleyball, in a conscience, left volleyball. Of course, that will not pass. Nobody will agree. And in President in National Assembly, you must have the cooperation of the people in a referendum. Yeah. So you have to go to the referendum. Dino practice. Or for political. Who is going to support that?
Yeah.
Not to support that. Support. Yeah. Vote. They will not support it.
Yeah.
At a minimum vote at a certain level, obviously it may so into pass lano. Because when we enter values, let is certain part of the population, the voting population, when they enter vote for the measure to pass. So it will not pass. But at the end of the day, it's a limited government. Whether you believe the current President Barrow will leave at some point, if not through elections, certainly, what awaits every human being, death. Ultimately, you are going to go.
Yes.
So when I'm Gambino personalities, they come and go. The country remains. Yes. When I'm telling you, I think I'm more baffled. When we were being called to the bar, that day was very, very uncomfortable. I'm telling Lubna Faraji and only call on the same day at the office of the Chief Justice because more full than Malum. So, entire speech kono. I'm for Jenka will saying attending. Well, governments come and go. The Gambia is permanent as far as the world is there. So let us go with the Gambia, not with partisan politicians. wala mun tala belief ti wala mun na philosophy e do nga woje NUP la constitutional kono la ne la or the documents. Yeah.
What will Gambians enjoy when we elect a NUP government?
Well, in fact, like I said, governance is the key. Once you are able to establish governance on the law, then that's it. You know, once you are established, now everything is just like automatic. Then you can take a crazy person and make him Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. Yeah, well, accidents can all. You can make him President of the United States, or accidents can all. Prime Minister of Canada, Sweden, and other countries. But I can tell you one thing. Yes, I can tell you one thing. They will not be able to drag those countries to the ground. Yes, because the system would not allow you. Yes, you are talking about working your documents through the various desks at a department or a ministry. It shouldn't happen. You write to government officers, they don't reply to you.
No.
It shouldn't happen. So we have governance, and they are hiding everything. Why are you hiding things? And nobody can sanction you. Yes. So governance is the key. We start with governance and work through, you know, the complexities of human nature. Obviously, that is what you have to control when you are in government. More like for attitudinal change. I am not going to follow anybody for your attitude. It's not important to me. You know, as far as we have systems in place that ensure accountability for everybody, I'm happy with that. You can be the most rapacious person in the world if you wish. I don't care. That's your choice.
You know, when I club be another American system of mantra B. Trump 2.0. I found be plan. I can find be every single day. By Jojo will find stop la system will find stop la in every more record 24/7 just to stop all the policy it's because there's a system there that guides and like you said, that's what we need here to be able to effectively work our governance system.
And that is what NUP and NUP government will bring in. Absolutely. NUP will ensure governance on the law. Once we have governance on the law, everything else is solved. Because it means systems in place that nobody can dodge. But right now, the Darbo, Fatou, I live into the 100,000 tombon silo kan jammi de dunnela matoko. That is not your money, but how many people live in saying that? Government Benyami, Abikule could be a Belaran Siloka. Yes, this system to Bilato, Abiwelanyama, could be a Belaran Siloka. So you ask yourself, out of 100 people, maybe 5%. 5% anywhere is a terrible failure. Yes. No matter how quite 5% the Mali Soto governance, education, in an exam you fail completely.
That's true.
You need bank quality, so bank quality failure. I mean, couldn't have a failure. You bank quality collapse. I can't through a lot of things. But definitely, I believe that once the governance settle, okay, we are through to the next phase, well, a more automatic development.
I see some people saying, anybody working here from NUP, I really want to work with you people. I see more and this is my candidate. I mean, the more you learn about Dr. Darbo, the more you fall in love with the man himself, honestly, and that is just the truth.
Yeah, but it's a life mobility. And then after say, cool, I'll not bother myself with public life. You know, but at the end of the day, we soon to transform the country for the betterment of everybody.
Why should we give a lawyer to be the next president? We have tried Sadauda, veterinarian. We have tried Jame, a soldier. We have tried a businessman too, Barrow, a businessman. Now we have, I think, 3 lawyers. Lawyer Darbo, lawyer Lamin Darbo, and SFL is also a lawyer, right? So we have 3 lawyers contesting in the 2026 presidential election, why should we have a lawyer to be the next president of this country?
Well, I'm not saying a lawyer.
A lawyer, okay.
I'm doing law as my profession.
Yeah.
I'm a historian.
Yeah.
I'm a political scientist. I'm a philosopher.
Yeah.
Those are the things I believe in. Law is just, for me, a profession.
A profession.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But humanity, humanity, all history world, you study human societies.
Yeah.
Politics, you study human societies. Philosophy, the same thing. But if you study history, you are okay with all of these things. Yeah. I'm not saying give the government to a lawyer. Give the government to a man with conscience, a man with ability. Yes. Until when I was a manager at ActionAid, I was just 24 years. I was managing people in their 40s at 24.
At 24.
Yes. Alhamdulillah, I'm a godly giftlet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying give the country to a lawyer. Give the country to somebody who understands governance. As in banko transform no. More say if any craziness about kabula kulungani kono kata tubabdu. It's not necessary. Every country can transform itself. Yeah. It's not a big country. Yeah. Priorities must be the people. The priority must be the people. Yeah. Once you are able to do that, take Emperor Bokassa of Central Africa as an example. He went to France. Yeah. He couldn't stay there because they don't care. Once you are out of government, these people are dealing with you as the head of state of a sovereign republic like the Gambia. That is what they are dealing with, not you as an individual. So leading Unila, I tried out, humanity cannot escape here. Yeah, and I don't think, inshallah, that will happen to me. I've been through a lot, you think you are some, at the end of the day, you are just nobody, you are a human being. Yes, that's what I believe in.
That's true.
Yeah.
Gambian Jama, and even especially those in the diaspora, mo Jama believe taleko fonga kafunyoma ni lafta masakunda falina. It will only happen through that way. More near the 2016 possible that it is because we had to go on a coalition ticket. NUP munatola position ti niko ning Gambian or coalition or nyanta sotora. Munu NUP la position in that aspect.
NUP is 100% behind that. We're dealing with an incumbent. Yes, an entrenched incumbent who is in some ways, very trenchant in the way he describes the opposition. Yeah, in unflattering words, words that shouldn't come out of the mouth of a president. Yes, president was Adnan Kamankunda. Ako molneka oppose. Na jarata wali to oppose him. A jarata na wo tambita wala. That is a threat. Yeah. My name was mentioned there. I saw that as a threat.
Yes.
Yeah. But as a president, I wouldn't even be worrying about that. Because in cabinet, we would be differently educated. Maybe like expertise in different areas. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I respect everybody. But I know nobody would be able to fool me in my government. I don't care what your qualifications are. Yeah. I've been around. I studied human beings. Yes. So don't be any complex, so you are unnecessarily antagonistic to your colleagues in cabinet. We will search for talent wherever we can find it. It was like Gordon Brown, the former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. He said he would create a big talent. A big tent of all the talents. That's what I believe in. Because I'm not afraid of anybody's ability. Our abilities will complement each other, and it will make the Gambia all the better for everybody.
Will the NUP government work towards, obviously, if you have a comfortable majority in the assembly, to change some of these key issues in the meaning for Wallam, diaspora and dual citizenship, to be more dual citizenship, so at least to be able to serve in cabinet level or national assembly levels, also to, most importantly, to be able to vote. Because electoral it was the government majority side mi o bondije kodi pour diaspora le carte fayno no. So obviously in the system of jama kamin jewolo, it is the government who normally holds majority, because in the National Assembly though, if we have a NUP government, would that be something that
I will enfranchise the diaspora immediately. We will bring in laws, that would change the dynamics of governance in this country. Fatou, I do not want to come into government to stay there until I die. That is the tragedy of African governments. But I can limit that to the Gambia. That is the tragedy of Gambian governance. Yes. The first president in office for almost 33 years.
Yeah.
The second president in office for 22 years. The third president in office for at least 10 years. Yes. I mean, what is it about the presidency that, controls your thinking so negatively? I don't understand it. What is it about the presidency?
It's the power. Yeah. The president is the most powerful. Because you don't come in for money anymore. Because so you remember when Barrow used to tell us the karanta Jamme karanta, Gambian no karanta. But B is the same Barrow who tells us, do you know Sembo Bentable? So police will bembul, so you'll bembul, Minta Jamme found bembul, economica bembul. Today he's boasting about the powers of the presidency that he has. The same Barrow who used to hail the diaspora ten to kafo wole asabu minsotora biya ko mo nyen tati ten to la kata tele tata nin jamme kele ta kabri mo wan hani ka jamme feng like
Fatou, in 2016 I too was approached by people.
Okay.
Yeah, see, and those people were in a position to influence things.
Okay.
Yeah. But I told them I couldn't. 2 disqualifications. 1, I'm a dual national.
Yeah.
2, you need to be in the country for a full 5 years before you can contest the presidency.
Yeah.
I came here on the 12th of January 2015. So 2015, the whole of 2016. So obviously me, I was not qualified. I know that. I don't want to go into that fantasy. Yes, I was not qualified. So that was the reason. So it could have been anybody. I would have accepted it if I was qualified. Yes. So it was not a question of, maybe I would have been in more danger. Yes, because the president would have known my quantity. He didn't know His Excellency President Barrow, at that time candidate Barrow. He didn't know him. So he took him for granted. He took him for granted. So, but it was his destiny to become president. I accept that. He should accept that destiny, manifest it with some humility, and have respect to his opponents. And he needs to restrain his ministers as well, especially my brother, Dr. Snyder Sisi. Some of the words that come out of him are unnecessary.
Credible opposition in this country.
It is unnecessary. You call the president clueless. How are you even able? Me, if I said that to the president, I wouldn't have been able
to defend him.
To be in the same room with him. I'd be ashamed of myself.
Ndi kabira foka kenti da mante hani ninga femu fo mola na soto ja nini umari bendanga mwabo even though mwabo na ko ngato nyale fo kodi. So you can't be able to say certain things about a person and still be kicking that person. That's interesting.
Ministers, they need to do their work, support the president, his policies, his projects. That's fine. It's acceptable in a democracy. If you cannot do that, then you have no business in government. Certainly not at the level of the cabinet. But you have no right. Yes, you need to control yourself. You have no authority, no right to use the government megaphones to insult people. Yes, and that is what they have. They have these megaphones. They use it to insult people, to denigrate people, to humiliate people. It's not necessary. Governance is not about that. It's finite. Your position in government, your president is not an infinite entity. He will not be in government forever. And you are not going to be minister forever. The president can fire you at any time. Yes.
But isn't that not what our politics have been reduced to today. Okay, today our politics is all about personal attacks. For example, I have said this. Yes, I agree that more katara social media to kanyo attack kanyone, which is very wrong. But if you use the presidential platforms, for example, Sukuta Rally Minketa, right? I mean, I can understand nin supporters solda madunta nyola, social media, or even that is unacceptable. Kakumodo for nyoy. But on a platform where the president is there, the president is the highest office in this government. Even Baro like Nyanya, you should have respect for him.
Once you are elected,
Yeah.
then you have the responsibility of the country.
Yeah.
On your soldiers, not your supporters, not your party,
Yeah.
not people you like,
Yeah.
everybody.
But what I'm trying to say, it looks like Mulka excited to the point, Nim President was saying, Purkatani President will continue the biggest cheerleader. Now let me go after your opponents, let me go after people on a presidential platform.
Well, Fatou, I'm just reminding you again. But yesterday the word of Caesar might have stood against the wall. Now lies he there, and none so poor to do him reverence. If we are at Nyaunya, President Mia by power, and man kala fenti for Jallo, man kala real supporter. It doesn't mean anything to you. Ina say Bensilo Karnefa Yeborala Yenuala. You don't want him to see you. Yeah. But that lesson is for the president himself.
Yeah.
Whether it is Barrow or anybody else. Restrain yourself. Tell your supporters you don't accept insults. NUP, they told me. Yes. And I know that. Didn't accept insults. Yeah. No member of the NUP would be celebrated for insulting other people. And if you do, you can even be expelled for it. Yes.
That's the kind of examples people want to see from
Yeah.
parties all
Absolutely.
over, from the presidency. But
Yes.
I mean, but again,
Yeah.
not a president of Katu. I mean, the Sukuta rally, we saw what the president was saying.
Yeah.
Some of the utterances he made,
Yeah.
for example, to Mr. Darbo, like lawyer Darbo, telling he's telling vice president. Like, that's not what we want to know how you're going to better our electricity. We want to know how we want to know how our poor road networks want to improve. But if the president spent almost the entire speech talking about political opponents, obviously other state ministers have also done that. It looks like that is our nature of our politics. How do we elevate from that? Why should Gambian not listen to anybody who comes in that kind of agenda? But we want to hear solutions from candidates, because 2026 is going to be a defining moment for this country. So what should be the way forward when especially in politicking in the Gambia? Should we continue in this way? Baroi Sarajana fight Darbo kan. Obviously, Darbo for Ajabi. I see Jako Lamin J Darbo, Lamin J Darbo Adabi. Ako Mama Kande, Mama Kande Ajabi. At the end of the day, who is the loser? Us, the Gambian people.
Absolutely.
Because we are not hearing any policy argument here.
Abanta, you left to now really fall. For me, really, not the personal attacks. I'm not interested in them. Yeah. For me, you know, a government based on dignity and respect for everybody. Not only for yourself, but for everybody in the Gambia. My friend, this is not your country. We need to appreciate this. This is the position that we cannot shift, we cannot change. The country belongs to everybody. Its future must not be mortgaged to a president, a transient leader. Yes, the country must come out of this. It is of no it should be of no interest to people. When your presidential candidate cannot, when you see presidential candidates, and there are people who cannot discuss policy, don't vote if you wish, but don't vote for such people, because they will become unable. We will be unable to control them when they are in government. Yes, our democracy needs to be matured. Who can do that maturation process? You know, it would have to be midwifed by the president. If the president himself is participating in conversations that are not dignified, then obviously he wouldn't be able to be the front, the leader of that maturation process. Yeah. So it's up to Gambians. At the end of the day, you have to look at what you want, where you are, and where you want to go. Yes, that is what has to happen. This must be the controlling project of government. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, finally, you know, we don't come on call. Jama Yanka, come for Nasula Tam Fansum candidate olale. President Nelman Bontola Mafa, Tonelman Combonka, President, and Antola Massa. So, Silang, candidate, Combo candidate, Natalie. But don't most Combo area, for example. You know, you're from Gunjur, right?
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, you know, somebody might tell me, kind of regional politics now, but at the end of the day, more with a damning, you want the support of your people, right? And you know, Gunjur is heavily UDP. I mean, and Combo is more like UDP Nkolo, West Coast region. Welcome and say obviously be chairmanship, Bulu, and basically most of the position. I mean, they're the majority. If we base it on the recent election, all on councillor election and the mayor election, it will Combo be win. Come to Conite after casing or Combo on jang back, tak. Fue Iba Chocotilla UDP Combo. Starting from Gunjur.
Well, for me, this is a national project.
Okay.
I'm not going to campaign Kombata Kombane. I'm simply saying, if you want redemption as a country, if you want to move as a country, if you want to be at the level of the greatest democracies on earth, vote for MEP's candidate, Dr. Lamin J. Darbo. I have that ability. Yes. But if you want mediocre government, you can see where you want to go. Yeah. Region alone cannot make you win.
President.
You must appeal to the whole country. And me, I'm inclusive. And the NUP's policy is non-discrimination. That's what their standard policy is. So obviously, Fatou, if you support me, don't support me because I'm from Combo. Support me because you believe, and I believe, that I'm the best candidate so far for 2026.
What makes you different from all of these other candidates? Let's look at the top 5. Barrow, Darbo, Kande, and Juma. Yeah.
Well, this is my own assessment. So obviously there probably is some propaganda element to it.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is governance is the key to liberating this country. It is the key to opening the doors of development, of humility in public life, of respect to the citizens of the Gambia. If you want that, then you know where your choice is. Obviously, as we move towards 2026, you'll hear a lot of noise. But at the end of the day, your choice must be based on what you consider to be the best interest of the Gambia. And I believe today the best interest of the Gambia would be a candidate like Lamin J. Darbo. Yes, a candidate like me. There may be other candidates with that ability. Yes, but I am going to talk about myself.
Definitely. Definitely. Now, finally, what Obantale, you know, I see a lot of good reaction, you know, and yeah. But what is your message to the Gambian people? I know when we come back again, we'll look at the policy angle because this, you just newly took over. But when we come back, we look at your policy on agriculture, health, and other issues, because that will be very important as time goes on, because politics has already started. 2025, we are going to election in December. By January, it's political season. So when we come back, just like other candidates, we look at the policy on agriculture, health, and other issues. Purkaji Allah policy angle muneti in all of these sectors because wala fanan kati na molbe kati file candidate but muni la miseti gamino min be jiberola mini alonko puri alonko B is more of Lamin J. Darbo the lawyer ngolom baleke but B Lamin J. Darbo the man himself bita min tola fo B mbe temboto that Lamin B ngole kachake ni nata ko take be policy angle jibero mol mi be jibe rest tamne saro dire jenikata.
Well, can have some info molia doro. Alikana biology be ale dondi kol jibe ale party kolas jibe ale hadama dingol jibe ale Gambia jibe momam fese amotim be mo killinnet yes niyo banko sembento ya ni nyaton kola ni alon ka ya lon kamenke mo banko be la nyato tale nde believe ta kon se Gambia falin nole bar party bi ka banko falling hadama dingol ka banko falling yes wala ka banko falling not a political party yes political party bi ka banko falling no hadama dingol wala ka banko falling the Republicans in the US wali man ibe man tarayin Donald Trump kuwali kon but Donald Trump actually the power yes he has the ultimate authority to take the United States to the skies where it is already or bring it down yes so hadama dingo wo hakilo sota wo ability soto so hadama dingo be wala nyama nibe fenko kala lonko mbe kanta yin Gambia konole muti me bayla no jang so hani mo me fam batande wala yaajal mol min be yin banko kan they call it home wo katara yin banko kan wote falin ni mol be kanta yin banko kan ne sanya alim man sekunda londi mi ya lonko hadama dingo labunya asadila man sekunda min be mol empire la min lafta do ko wala ko ni lafta do ko wala ba make sure le ko ikana ke danir la fanante of course ni mol dol fankol doyata banko fanen ay lodula sito wo mol fanayele bar min mo kumoti doro monon fese amoti na trying to understand mbe denta banko lale na maranya la miya lonko ase tenko sabatinde because ni mol bondi nyoto fatam fanso dunta ji tilim baliane mbala firngo dunta mararo kono mobi kalo ngabe laban na nyaadile man la fi wola lafta min ali mol jibe min se banko sambano edunta nga mirambe wo molle kono of course really coalition will be kalale but governance is the key alkana hadama dingol jibe or party callers jamale se banko bandino dinko kona be dame wala mu koti mi yalon ka kumayata Gambia ne yante mira la jella ya jella min president do tata no marina or any other school idu nyanta tara man sakunda karambo to le mi yalon ko ibe ite banko jelaje mare mine be taraje barata kala banko ndole be fu ko la kilo ko no kabirum to the primary school banko wala be gunjo primary school umanyan na kala no yes kodol kata jele look at all the delegation min kabula president no kan kata general assembly ikata min laje the general assembly is not a forum we are lonko into more than $100 million is spent laje for a poor country like the Gambia yes it's not a forum no for tala for a small developing country like the Gambia and it's a computer and it's a UNDP done and it's a European Union done. What kind of people do that? When your own government is spending millions and millions on useless travel across the world, that is the point. I can message listen, I can Dani, I can't find Kenya along. What do you give it to you? Because United Bank diplomacy. It's all about that. It's all about that. Diplomacy. About some China, one China policy. I had somebody complaining for Baroma Wolo. For Baroma Wolo. The technocrats should advise him. Because one China policy is at the center of Chinese foreign policy. You cannot take your president to that country without understanding what one China policy is. Yes. So now more competent for government. Then ko dinala jere puruka baluje wal yalon ko yes balwa mi yalon ko banko bele nyanta benefit la for electricity lumber for water lumber for other essentials lumber we are able to deal with that barka fa ko ka kodole chika ka di mo lejita kodo bande mun toleto Nimoli kodisi fa aldialla fa ali became yes. Nali expenditure dolije. You know, I became near a milkable toilet. Because it will be party minute when big a contribution, Georgie. So cool milk a party con. Millions and millions and millions, he kabumun toilet. Yes, ask yourself those questions. Yeah. Have a conversation with your conscience, and maybe, just maybe, you'll realize yes.
Very interesting, very enlightening, and very encouraging. Thank you very much, Dr. Lamin Darbo, for coming. Bundesbajo ngamba be bilo kilate ka to ngaji la bala WhatsApp link ko share kana na program kono mo ni ka ole be join nya be ka yala to WhatsApp link ko ki forum kono ka tandi wolle be join la nyami. But thank you very much.
I'm grateful.
A lot of feedbacks also coming on the show. Thank you. Hopefully very soon be murna nanjane come la nyami to look at the policy directions.
Exactly.
I think a lot of Gambians will want to hear that also, because being Alana Jumala Lamin Darbo Bari, Munebeka policy on agriculture, on health, on education, and foreign policy, billions and billions like this year, 2 billion, all the 2026 budget or foreign Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Is that something we are Gambian need talani Kujamal ni Muruntanang again the whole Jivel. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you, Fat.
Very interesting. To my team watching, thank you very much. Charles, Cyril, Lamin, and Sam Sirin, thank you very much. Next is you. You know, so I told him, I don't know how that is even going to work. I need a lawyer. Interview very interesting. But that is it. If you look for you represent all vulnerable, rich, poor, especially people that are in need. This is what it does. You know, people always, are ready to welcome you because you were I think we were talking about a guy how are you going to handle the interview? But very interesting. Thank you very much.
I'm grateful for
coming your way next week with another politician. Yes, another politician. Good night to you all. See you again. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Jar Oil is Gambia's leading dealer when it comes to fuel and has made it a duty to satisfy our customers at all costs. Vehicle owners and drivers need not to worry about getting quality and affordable fuel anymore. That is the reason we have our branches spread all over the country for easy access. For good and clean fuel, the only place to go is Jar Oil. Your need for good and durable petrol, gasoline and kerosene has been covered by Jar Oil, so you need not to worry. Walk to any of our branches and get served to satisfaction. With Jar Oil, your satisfaction is our priority. That is why we have branches at your doorstep to make accessibility easy for you. With our professional and friendly staff, we can assure you satisfaction. To get the best fuel for your engines, the only place to go is Jar Oil. With Jar Oil, it's all enjoyment. That is why we are offering you low charges at our stations on the Coastal Road and Banjul. For more information, you can call 770-8080, 322-9070, 714-7273, or 387-1321. Jar Oil, the pride of the nation.
We are happy to announce the launch of our new logo. We have evolved since our incorporation in 1997, and it is time to refresh our new look to reflect who we are today. Before I reveal our new look, however, walk with me while I take you through our journey of the last 25 years. Trust Bank was incorporated on July 3rd, 1997 and began operations on October 1st, 1997. Following the collapse of the parent company of its predecessor, Meridian, the CBG stepped in and recapitalized the bank and held the shares in trust, thus the name Trust Bank. In 1999, the first investors who responded to the IPO and paid $1.50 per share received their maiden dividend of 50 bututs per share. In 2000, the bank fully paid back its investment by declaring another dividend of $1.20. Watch this space, we've got more coming. Creating employment, yes, we've got that too. 400 and counting. And we take great care of our people too. Medical insurance, life insurance, private and state pensions, annual pilgrimages for both Muslims and Christians, training, yes, we do them all. One team, one family, one goal. That's the Trust Bank spirit. On corporate social responsibility, we have spent over $50 million in various causes. We care, and so we share. Over the years, we have paid over $1.6 billion to our shareholders, which translates to a whopping $20 per share and counting. Phenomenal returns for our shareholders who purchased at $1.50. Corporate taxes, over $1 billion is paid. Our journey started with a vision to create the kind of company that delivers quality services and innovative products with an inspired team dedicated to serving our customers, our environment, and our communities at large in the most caring manner. We remain fully committed to delivering excellent services to each of our stakeholders, customers, employees, shareholders, and partners. So, we remain true to who we have always been. As we look forward